everybody! If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if not, then welcome back to another one of my videos. And welcome back to my last day of Vlogmas. It has been such a fun time, honestly. I am very glad that I decided to do the 5 days of freymas, actually not Vlogmas, sorry, instead of 12, because woo, that would have been a ride, but 5 days was perfectly enough. I really hope you guys enjoyed the videos that I have had in that time, because I know I did. I had so much fun filming them. Other than when I had to redo the intros for half of the videos because I kept saying Vlogmas instead of freymas. Anyway, today's video, I really was like, what are we gonna do for this one? Because I was gonna do another vlog, and then I was like, I cannot vlog anymore, guys. Vlogging, it's not for me. And so I was thinking I'm gonna do a recommendation video. I know that because I had to substitute that vlog for something, but I was like, rec video. What would be good enough to be on my last day of Vlogmas? What deserves to be on there? And I was like, let's just do a bit of everything. So, welcome to today's video where I'm going to be giving you guys recommendations for pretty specific tropes and just some of the most loved tropes that I know you guys will thank me a lot for. So, that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm very excited because I was so happy that I came up with that idea because I was like, oh, this is perfect. A little bit for everybody, a perfect gift hopefully for the holidays, regardless if you celebrate or not. Everyone loves a good book recommendation and just something that I feel like would be for everyone, like I said. So yeah, that's today's video. I'm very excited to get into it. I have some awesome books. Some that I haven't talked about in a while, some that are new, some that I had to bring back because I'm obsessed with them. Yeah, so I hope you guys are having a lovely holidays. If you celebrate, kind of regardless if you celebrate, I just feel like this is my favorite time of year to just be around family. I'm not a religious person. I do celebrate Christmas with my family, but I just feel like it's a time for love and joy. So yeah, that's what I'm wishing for all of you guys. Anyway, we're gonna get into today's video now. I hope you enjoyed my little elf hat. Yeah, let's get into these recommendations. I have 8 for you guys today. So a little extra holiday gift in there. I normally do 7, but let's get into them. First one is one of my favorite tropes, and that is the Always Been You trope. So I was gonna do Always Been You by QB Tyler, because what more is Always Been You than a book literally fucking called Always Been You? But instead I chose The Words by Ashley Jade. I know this is a very loved trope. I feel like that love and dedication to each other is just unmatched when you have this trope, because literally they could have been in love for fucking 10 years or their entire life, and it's always been you even when they're with other people. So one that I felt really fit that trope was The Words. This is a second chance romance. Not surprising, you gotta have a second chance with an Always Been You trope. So Lennon and Phoenix meet when they're in high school. It's kind of like a popular guy, shy girl kind of thing, kind of good girl, bad boy as well. So they meet because she's actually helping tutor him to get his grades up, and they have some pretty instant chemistry there. But they're also both going through a lot, and Phoenix knows that he doesn't want to stay in their small town. He wants to get out, he wants to do something with his life, and when they become really close, then he leaves to go do what he said he was gonna do. It's really heartbreaking for her, but they both pick themselves back up. They both are having a bit of a better time until years later, when they haven't seen each other for literally years, Lennon gets a call saying you need to come help us. We cannot get Phoenix under control, and you're the only one that can help him. And she's like, no. And then they're like, well, what about if we offer you this? And she's like, okay, fucking fine. So she goes and is his sober companion kind of thing. He is really struggling. He's famous now, but you gotta have that tortured rock star in every rock star romance. So that's where she comes in. She's his sober companion, but it just takes them right back to where they were when they were in high school, and they fall for each other again. And it's pretty emotional. It is a bit of a thicker book too, so you really get to see the changes in their emotions, from the love to the distrust, and then to loving each other again, kind of. I feel like distrust doesn't really fit, but you know what I mean. It's not really hate, but when you love someone and then they break your heart, there's gonna be some animosity there. So yeah, this is one that I feel embodies the Always Been You trope. It's one of my favorite Always Been You books, and I feel like I had to bring it back because I haven't recommended it since my Rockstar Romance video way back when. So if you're looking for an Always Been You type of romance, I definitely recommend The Words by Ashley Jade. And if you're looking for a groveling hero in a romance book, then I recommend A Kiss of Venom by Bina Khan. I had to spin it back around. I had to bring it back around, you guys, okay? I will probably not shut up about this book for a while. But the thing is when I find new books, I instantly recommend them, and I push it out, I push it out, I push it out. I'm like, guys, you need to read this. And then in 5 months, when I find a new one, I'll do the same with that. So you know, it is what it is. It's a cycle. It's fine. So this one is a forbidden mafia romance. She is a federal agent and he is the Hakan of the Bratva. So he's like the leader of the Russian mob. And she actually has a case against him to put him in jail. And when she gets in a car accident and is in a coma for 3 years, and then Alexander, the hero, is in the hospital to take care of a loose end, and the heroine's daughter somehow convinces him to kiss her mom, and once you get past that little bit of unrealisticness, it's much better, I promise you, but she wakes up from the coma because of the kiss. It is a bit of a retelling if you couldn't tell. Then she realizes, oh my god, I have a case against this dude, and she is just really struggling to get back to her family life, her work life after this coma, and he kind of keeps inserting himself into her life because there's just something about her that he cannot let go of, and he ends up saving her from a bad experience, and from there they once again just cannot keep their hands off each other. They are like the epitome of tension and chemistry together. This jingling bell on my hat is really starting to piss me off. What I'm trying to say here is that the chemistry is just so good that you know they cannot stay away from each other. About like more than halfway through the book, he is responsible for something that completely changed her life, and she gets so mad at him. It's in her eyes, it's unforgivable. She will never forgive him, and he is torn up, you guys. He is like a tortured hero for that percentage of the book. He is fucked up. He's like following her every day, begging for her forgiveness, throwing rocks at her fucking window. I shit you not. Keep in mind, this man is a Pakan of the Bratva. Like, he's ruthless. He's killed people like literally in front of her, and he's throwing rocks at her window, and he grovels for a huge percentage of the book. To me, because I love dark romance and anti-heroes to an extent, I feel like he shouldn't have groveled that much, because I would have been like, I don't give a fuck. He's so hot, I don't give a fuck. But that being said, she really made him work for it, and I know you guys are gonna really love that. So like, trust me when I say this is a groveling book. He is torn up, he is tortured, he cries for her, and it was gorgeous. Honestly, it's just so beautiful. There's something about a groveling hero. I love the tension of it. Truly, that tension is like a literal fire. But I think you guys love the groveling trope a little bit more than me. That being said, I have no problem bringing you the recommendations. This one is it. I love it. It's so good, and if you're looking for a groveling hero, there is literally not a bigger groveling hero that I've ever read, other than Alexander. Okay, next up is a reverse harem trope. Because, okay, this is another thing about this video. I had a bunch of these recommendations ready to go, but then they were all sitting at like 4 books, and I feel like that wasn't enough to do a video on it. So I'm kind of giving them to you here instead. I'm giving you the best ones of that like 3 to 5 book list, and then sometime in the new year you'll see a full list including these books. But once they're a little bit more filled out and once I have a few more recommendations, then you'll see these videos. But one of the ones that I was going to do this year is reverse harem recommendations. I'm going to do it here instead, and the one that I really want to recommend to you guys, because I feel like kind of underrated, is Losers by Harley LaRue. So I recently read this one. It was recently released. It was recently amazing. What I'm trying to say about this one though is that like everybody knows Her Soul to Take and Her Soul for Revenge, and everyone knows The Dare, but nobody is talking about Losers. I've seen it on like a few booktubers videos and not very much on Instagram, and I just thought that I should change that. I feel like this is some of Harley LaRue's best work. It's very character driven, so if you don't like character driven books or thick books, then it's not for you. But that being said, it's so fucking good. This is a reverse harem between the characters from The Dare, which is a novella by her. Technically, you don't actually need to read it before you read Losers Part 1 and 2. I would suggest you do, because like, who the fuck wouldn't want to? Unless it pushes your boundaries, because actually if it pushes your boundaries there, then you should not read Losers Part 1 and 2. It's a little less dark, but a little bit more extreme. Yeah, Losers Part 1 and 2 is about 4 guys and the heroine Jessica. They have a lot of history in high school where they met, and then you see them a few years later once they're older and Jessica comes back to town, and you go with them through like the hot mess of their life, because they all have so many challenges. Not like too many like villains like you would in a mafia romance. Like there's not fucking bombings, there's not fucking, that part is not here, but they have so many troubles as like humans, you know, like they have realistic, and in that sense it's a very contemporary book, like the way they live, very contemporary. But the smut scenes in here, that's what I really wanted to highlight. If you like reading about any single fucking kink, it will be in this book. Like so many that I haven't seen before are in this book. So many that I know everybody love are in this book. If you're looking for smut, It's in this book. Literally though, this is one of the most steamy, spicy books that I've read in a very long time, and it was a blast. It was very fun, it's very smutty, and it's quite long, so like I said, character development is the forefront, and smut. Smut is always the forefront with Harley LaRue. We love. This is just one of those reverse harem recommendations that I think people need to talk more about. There's 4 guys and 1 girl in this one, and it's a fun time. There is also sharing. There's MM scenes, MFM scenes, MMF scenes, and all of the above. Honestly, just all of the above, and just everything. Honestly, it has everything. This book is everything, and I recommend it. Reformed Playboy trope, guys. It is one of my favorites. I actually did a reel on this on Instagram, because once again, I didn't have enough recommendations to do a full video on it, and that pissed me off, so I did a reel on it. And then we're gonna put one in here too. So, Reformed Playboy. Inked in Lies by Gianna Darling. I read Fallen Men series in November of 2021, and guys, that was an era. I loved that era. That was so fun. That was one of my best reading months, and I like read series after series. Like, I read all of Sophie Lark's books 1 month. I read the whole series by Gianna Darling, and I read another series, I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, that was a great era for me. And my favorite book, probably from that month, or one of my favorite from that month at least, was Inked in Lies by Gianna Darling. This has everything for me. This has the friends to lovers, best friends to lovers, brother's best friend. It has second chance kind of thing, and a connection so fucking deep that it's like soulful. It has a possessive and protective hero. It has secrets, twists, turns. It has a tattoo artist hero who's also tatted as fuck. And it has a reformed Playboy trope. So like, it has fucking everything, you guys. Oh yeah, I need to talk about this book more. You cannot read it as a standalone. That's mainly why I don't talk about it enough. Actually, no, you could probably read it as a standalone. I just don't think you should. Which I say for every like book in a series that I recommend, but I'm recommending it because you technically can read it as standalone. I just don't think you should. But anyway, Inked in Lies by Gianna Darling. It follows Lilia or Lila and Nova. Nova is a playboy. Plain and simple. He is part of the Fallen Men MC, which is actually in my home province of British Columbia. I love that. Gianna Darling is also a local author, so like, fucking love that. Anyway, he's part of the MC club there, and him and the heroine grew up together. She had a very like rough family life, so she was at his house a lot, and her brother and him are best friends. And then her brother leaves and is presumed dead because they like haven't heard from him in so long, and so they kind of like grow closer in grieving together. But then also she gets tangled up in some shit. Okay, like they have this like back and forth kind of thing where they know that like each other is slightly into them, and they like go places, and then you get like fucking whiplash because they go the other direction. But then the heroine gets into some shit and is hiding a lot of stuff from him, and he gets so mad, and it is so good. She's really in danger in what she's doing, and so he gets super protective of her. And while they knew they were into each other, he kind of like went one way and drowned his feelings for her in other girls. She kind of like stayed the other way because every time she would go near someone, he was like, no the fuck you won't. But anyway, she is really in danger, and so his protective and possessive side really comes out. But they get her back, and happily ever after. It was amazing. I loved it. Definitely like top 2 of this series. For me, if you're wondering, my 2 favorites are Inked in Lies and Good Gone Bad. Oh my god. Oh, and then there's Dead Men Walking, so, you know, I love them all. I love this whole series. I love them all. But this is one of my favorites because of all the tropes in there. Okay, bad girl, good guy. This is for y'all who love a specific trope of bad girl, good guy. Because I know we love the good girl, bad boy, but personally, I love the bad girl, good guy a little bit better. So I'm bringing back one that I haven't recommended in so long. I don't actually know if I've ever recommended it. I read it so long ago, and by so long ago, I literally mean like 10 months ago. But this one is Morally Corrupt by Veronica Lancet, and I believe it's morally corrupt because she has a whole series of books that I've read, and I can't exactly remember which one is which. So this is one of her older releases. I think a lot of people know her for Fairy Tale, but personally I thought this one was a little bit better. It follows a heroine who is a serial killer. And she's also part of the mafia, and she had an arranged marriage to this one guy. She is not happy about it at all, and when she sees the hero, whose name is Theo, and is like, oh, I want him, because she's one of those heroines that's just a tad bit unhinged in her villain-like characteristics, and she's like, I want him, and so she ends up marrying him. But she goes to great lengths to do so. And I'm going to leave that up for discussion here. I'm going to leave that as a secret, okay? Because she does some shit that's honestly such a fun time and it creates for such a good dynamic, but a little bit unhinged, okay? And so this is definitely a case of bad girl, good guy. Because the hero, Theo, he's a police chief, I think, or something. And she's also in the mafia. So, like, what is going on? But yeah, he's definitely a good guy. He strives for, like, good morals. And even though he lives like kind of half in the mafia, half in the police world, he strives to be a good person. Whereas she doesn't really give a fuck. And it also has the tropes of like possessive heroine. Oh, I love that. She is so possessive of him, and you'll see why if you read it. But yeah, she just knows what she wants. She wants him. She's gonna get him, and that's that. So yeah, highly recommend it for Bad Girl Good Guy. This is the first book that came to mind. This is the book that I've read that is the most Bad Girl Good Guy, and so if you're looking for it, then there's literally no other book that's perfect for you than this one. Cheating recommendations. Don't kill me for this, you guys, but I know there's some people out there that are with me in the fact that cheating in books is kind of fun. It makes for such a unique plot line, such challenges between the two characters that I feel like is really key for personal growth, and I enjoy it. Sorry to say, because there's always groveling that comes with it, always tension and angst, like should I forgive you, should I not, back and forth, all of that, and I actually really enjoy it. Do I condone this in real life? No. And I feel like that should just be a given whenever you see creator do a like cheating recommendation video. Like, obviously we don't, guys. Nobody likes to get their heart broken. But cheating in romance books is kind of fun for me. So my recommendation, the first one is Why Are You Here? That's the first book, so we'll talk about that one. This is another rockstar romance. It follows Judah and Phoenix, and Judah is a very tortured rock star hero. He's been through a lot. He has a lot of trauma. Let's just say that. And Phoenix has also been through quite a lot. She has always been a fan of Judah's music, and so when they see each other at a party, instant connection. And instantly you can just see that this is so fucking toxic that neither of them or their friends should think that this is a good idea. They don't give a fuck. They go for it anyway. Yeah, it's a trilogy, and the first book is really about them and their connection at first. The second book is really about their fucked upness, and the third book is really about redemption. This is one of those series that I'm like, you know what? A trilogy about the same couple is okay with me, because I firmly believe that they needed all three books to be the characters that they are. And if you don't like these characters when you start off this book, or you don't like the way that it's going, it does get a bit better, I'll say that. Like, her writing in the beginning, I think it was her debut book, so it's a little bit jumbled, a little bit confusing, chaotic, but it gets a lot better, and by the last one, it's so much. But yeah, if you don't like Judah and Phoenix as characters in the first one, I don't think this book will be for you, because it gets even more fucked up from there. Judah is an anti-hero in the way that he is so toxic, and like you just want to scream at him in the way that like you could just get your shit together and everything else would be fine. The second book in this one is what I'm going to be recommending for cheating, but you have to read this trilogy as a trilogy, obviously. So yeah, he doesn't cheat on her just once, multiple times, but this is like a soulmate type of love and connection that is amazing. Yeah, definitely give it a shot if you like toxic, fucked up, cheating books. I do, so I loved it, and it's actually one of my favorite books of all time. I have a signed copy of it. My babies forever. But yeah, that is my recommendation if you like a cheating romance. Next up, for a tortured hero recommendation, and I know this is one everybody loves. I feel like you could also use A Kiss of Venom by Mina Can for tortured hero, because in the last bit he really is tortured in his groveling. He's a hot mess. But that being said, groveling is more his kind of style. So tortured hero is gonna be book 1 in the Midnight Mayhem series by Emma Jones, and the characters are King and, oh, I don't know what the heroine's name is. I want to say Cartier, but that's not true. So anyway, they just have so much history together. The heroine and King, they just like, yeah, so much fucking history. I can't even tell you too much about this book. Like, literally, this will be the shortest recommendation for this video, but they have so much history and fucked up past together that it's just a hot mess. And the heroine has been through so much, and King is... King's an anti-hero. To start. It's Emma Jones, bitch. What do you expect? And so he's kind of like responsible for some of the shit that she's gone through, and then when he realizes some things and like secrets get unearthed, it just throws him for a loop, and he's just fucked over that because some of it was his fault and he hurt her, and oh my god. Yeah, it's a bit crazy, a bit chaotic. I will say this was kind of the tamest book in the Midnight Mayhem series. It's one of my favorites, honestly. I love the tropes that are in here, but if I told you what they were, I would spoil the bitch, so I can't tell you what they are. They are one of my favorite couples in the Midnight Mayhem series. The first 3 books I thought were a lot better. The last one was not my favorite, so definitely give it a shot if you like romances, a little bit toxic, very confusing, secret society, all that, and a tortured hero. Well, King is the one for you. He just, yeah, like I said, did some shit, and it makes that with the past of these two, it's crazy, and he is fucked up over it. And lastly, if you're looking for a love triangle romance, you need to read Ecstasy by KV Rose. This is a toxic, fucked up college romance. It's a drug-fueled roller coaster, and it follows Eli and Zara. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself for getting those names. Alex and Zara are actually dating, but Zara's always kind of had this thing for Eli, and when her and Alex get to a terrible like stage in their relationship, she's like, Eli, come over here. And honestly, it's just a fucked up wild ride. It's not a MMF romance or like an MFM romance. 2 characters are endgame, one of them gets kicked out, but yeah, love triangle. I know some of y'all won't love it, but if you do, then you need to read this because it is one of my favorites for love triangle. I actually have a few other recommendations for love triangle. Love Kills is a slight love triangle as well. But yeah, for the first one that came to mind, it was definitely Ecstasy by KV Rose. If you like toxic, fucked up relationships and dark romances, then, you know, this is the one for you. All right, everyone, that is the end of today's recommendation video. I had a lot of books in here, so I hope you found your next read in at least one of them. Let me know down in the comments if you want any of these specific recommendations in a like full recommendation video, because I can do that. It might take a minute, but I can do that. And if I know which ones you guys want first, then I'll prioritize them as such. So anyway, I know when this video comes out, I will actually still be in bed, but then I'll be having a hopefully lovely Christmas with my family. So happy holidays to you if you celebrate. If you don't, if you're just having another typical day, I hope you have a great typical day. I'm very appreciative of you guys as always. I feel like other holidays are also a time for reflection for me. Best believe I'm gonna be jotting down my New Year's goals, and I'm gonna have such a fun time with it. But yeah, you guys definitely made my YouTube dreams come true this year. I think it was actually this time last year that I was like seriously considering starting a channel, and I'm so glad I did because look at where we are now. Enough with the sappy shit. I will see you guys in my next video that is gonna be out just before the new year. And then also, it is my birthday month in January, and I'm gonna have some fun videos, some ones that you guys have been kind of like yelling at me for a while. So I'm looking at you, bookshelf tour. But yeah, it'll be a chill month, and the beginning of it will be a bit busy for me. My birthday's on the 3rd, but I'm just excited because it's the new year and I love New Year's, I love my birthday, I love all of that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy December 25th. As always, I'm very appreciative of you, and oh god, as always, links are down in the description, all that shit. Have a great day.